The act of pushing the limits of a machine and constantly hurtling oneself at breakneck speeds to be the first one to chase down a checkered flag is termed as racecraft. It's not just a skill that one can learn. It's called a craft because it needs to be acquired.
Winning is everything. So I'm driving for the win until the flag drops.
In race tracks, everyone wants to win.
You see, to everyone, I might be the only woman on track, but once the helmet's on, I'm nothing else but a racing driver.
Definition in the English dictionary of insane and crazy was our final race.
Physically and mentally, it is quite challenging.
I don't think any other sport offers you that much adrenaline rush at a particular weekend, so it's amazing.
We're racing drivers. If you see a small gap, you go in. Because if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver.
The 17th JK Tyre Racing Championship and the 11th JK Tyre Rotax Max National Karting Championship saw some of the best race drivers in the country take to the tarmac. And in the course of the 2014 season, we caught up with some of them and asked them about their journey in motorsport and why they do what they do and what are the challenges they've faced over the years.
If you really like the sport, then you have to look at it as an education, right? You have to put in an investment. You see doctors investing so much in their education, but they know it's going to come back to them sometime. With this sport, we don't know it's going to come back to us. But at least it's an investment to maybe get something in the future. We still, being in this country, we've seen drivers from other countries who've invested and got a lot in return. But from here, we really haven't seen that yet. So somebody's got to do it sometime. And motorsports is, I would say it's growing to an extent because of the way car manufacturers are coming into the country from everywhere. They've seen a huge market for cars. That way it's growing. That way everybody is looking at motorsports as the best way to market their car. So I would say maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, something will click and these youngsters will have something to look forward to.
If you want to become a racing driver, it's actually quite simple in India right now. If you want to get a taste of it, you've got just recreational karting, you go drive, then find, okay, now I want to go next level. I want to go, I'll do a training program first. I'll be sensible, I'll do a training program first, get a feel of it. Do a couple of programs, get comfy with it. Then, okay, I'll do my first race, okay, I'll do the rookie championship first, So whether you're a 7-year-old, 12 or 17, doesn't matter. You have all classes, so you do the rookie first. Then, okay, now amongst the first timers, I'm quite good, Now I'm ready to step up to the next level. Boom. You test, you're ready, you drive. So there's a platform, there's a whole structure now, there's a ladder, you climb every step, you go step at a time. You don't want to jump and then struggle and then get demoralized. It's very easy to get demoralized when you come, you get your big expectations and suddenly you're 17th. Why, you don't know. Well, just that the other guys have been doing it for 10 years.
In my family, there's no racing history. My dad and I, we used to love driving fast. I mean, when I was young, he used to take me on long drives and show me how not racing, when just street driving was done. From there, I suddenly began to fall in love with racing and cars, but it didn't strike me until very late when I was 14 that this can be a profession or a career. This talent was identified by Mr. Akbar Ibrahim early, and he told me that you can make a career out of this and it can be a good future for you. So then obviously it was a very expensive sport. I'm fortunate that my parents are supporting me so far. We went into the national championship. I came in the top 10 in my first year. Then the transition from going to go-karts to cars came because I was 15 years old when I could get my racing license. I'm sure if I keep looking and keep doing well in my racing careers, and as we know, India is developing and becoming a far better economy, there are good opportunities and chances for us to get some sponsorship and go to the next level. Cricket has been given a lot of importance to over motorsport, but I'm sure over time there'll be some interest coming into motorsport also and some money which will help the young Indian talent go on in their career.
Started with our belief and strong belief to use motorsports as a JK Tyre brand platform. And we looked at a whole lot of sports around and different companies were using different platforms. And we said there cannot be anything closer to tires than motorsport. And so we decided on that. And since then we have been pursuing this. Incidentally, it's more than 20 years back that we really made a foray there when we organized the first desert Himalayan desert rally. And we were supported immensely by the Indian Army in those days, and we had a number of army drivers and so on. So in fact that was the first foray. Then of course we went in for karting and track racing.
It's not possible to learn the lexicon without first learning the alphabet. In racing, the same principle applies when it comes to karting. Some of the greatest race drivers of our times have discovered their calling and honed their skills on go-kart tracks around the world. And then, only then, moved on to bigger and meaner machinery. The 11th JK Tyre Rotax Max National Karting Championship saw 50 kids, some old hands and some fresh stock, take to the tarmac and race the hell out of their go-karts. After racing 2 rounds each in Hyderabad and Kolhapur, the karting championship moved to Vizag for the season's finale. Let's take you back to what happened there. Behind me is the V1 karting circuit in Visakhapatnam, and the heats for the final round of the 11th JK Tyre Rotax Max National Karting Championship are underway in full swing. The championships are relatively wide open and the drivers are trying their best to outdo one another. But by the end of this weekend, only one of them shall have the bragging rights to be called National Karting Champion. Let's see how the weekend pans out. Roll clip. The final round of the JK Tyre Rotax Max National Karting Championship saw racing with the intensity of dogfights. The Micromax category saw Miko Racing's Yash Aradhya take the championship win, but only after hard fights from his fellow racers Paul Francis and Shahan Ali. In the Junior Max category, Ricky Donnison and Kush Maini, who had been at each other's throats and bumpers all through the season, took their fight into the final round and down to the wire, and a lot of drama ensued. In the pre-final races, Donnison dove in trying to take the inside line out of C1. Maini came towards the outer and ended up climbing onto Donnison's rear wheel. Ravindra lunged out of the gap that Maini had left and took the lead as Donnison recovered and was hot on his tail with Gowda in tow. Maini spun and had to settle for 4th. And in the final Junior Max race, Maini was out for blood. The World Karting Championship driver drove with immense class and chased down Donnison, who had taken an early lead in the final. Both drivers exchanged places multiple times, but Maini prevailed and won in the end. Donnison's second place earned him enough points to win the Junior Max Championship. The Senior Max category saw Rayo Racing's Amya Bafna show superb tact and register a championship win in a very subtle manner, a manner that befits the calm demeanour of the young driver. Bafna outraced the grid of the most talented and fastest karting drivers in the country, drivers who sped through the racetrack with only 1/10 of a second separating them. Bafna got a shot at the World Championships in Spain and bragging rights for being the fastest kart racer in the country for an entire year.
It's always tense, it's always going to be hard. You have to keep your calm and be composed. But yeah, it feels really nice to be champion for the second time. I think on today's grid I'm the only driver to have 2 national championships, so I'm really happy about that.
If somebody asks me what do I do this event for, it's for the micros, and I'm sure I don't have to name the kids, but Yash was a phenomena. This little kid from Agra is amazing, and the man who takes the cake is Paul. And because I remember seeing one of the interviews on your channel itself, the way he says that it's insane driving there. So imagine an 8-year-old in that frame of mind. So it's totally a different experience. I think it was one of the finest seasons, if I may go back in history, that went by. And if things go well and the kind of setup that we have, I'm sure that there would be at least 40% of this grid who would be going international very, very soon in their own spheres.
Now it's the right time. Our aim is to bring in all the players together on a single platform and pull in all the resources so that we take the sport to a next level.
For the first time, we decided to put in a lot more effort on the drivers rather than doing any improvements on the car. And we had the opportunity to actually sit in the cars with the drivers in the same race cars, and we let them go out on track. We would see what mistakes they are making, correct them, and then later we would drive and give them an experience as to what it is to do it the right way.
The first two rounds of the 17th JK Tyre Racing Championship took place at the hallowed tarmac of the Curry Motor Speedway in Coimbatore, a track known to be highly demanding and at the same time highly technical. A small mistake at Curry can cost a lot, and so the best racing talent in the country turned up at the KMSC in their search for glory. And this is what happened.
The BMW race was pretty good. I mean, qualifying was good. Started on P1 and Anand was right behind me. I mean, he drove brilliantly for the first 3-4 laps and he kept the pressure on, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get away from him, and he drove a brilliant race, and I think he just made one small mistake that I was able to pull away, and after that I just maintained the gap, and I think Arman was on a charge from the back, and he drove a brilliant race and he was really quick. So I really need to see the data and figure out where I can catch him and how to improve my own driving.
I started second and I had a good start. I was keeping pace with Vishnu, and then I noticed that Arman had also caught up along with Nayan, and I think we had around 8 laps to go. Those are the longest 8 laps of my life, I think. He put a lot of pressure, but he was very consistent and I learned a lot. Then he made a superb overtaking move on the last lap and showed me how to make moves.
JK have actually done it, it's been a tactical decision, it's been well thought of, well calculated, and to put us there so that these kids only learn just to make them better. So it's not like we could jump on the podium or anything like that, but it's just that when we pass them or when we race with them, the pace might be the same or they might be close to us because they're used to these guys, but it's the differences like which lap you bring the tires in, it's how you use the tires, it's management of that, and it's how you make your moves on track and how your race management as well. So it's all these things that make a whole package, and that's what they have to learn, and that's what they need to deal with. So that's what they learned as well.
Thrice I spun. Both races I was leading, and one race I finished 7th and another one I finished 3rd. So I didn't want to do the same stupid thing again. So I was just keeping my pace low and waiting for lap by lap.
Best overtaking moves that I've ever done in my career, and I was starting 6th that race, and I had 5 cars in front of me, and it was raining, so I think everybody was a little cautious going into C1, but I said, okay, why not take a gamble, and if it pays off, I'll be leading the race, or if it's not, I'll be in the wall. So I made sure I went on the outside, braked really late, and paid off. I was leading the race for 14 laps after that.
This is the Buddh International Circuit, 5.5 kilometers of some of the world's most technical racing tarmac. And in the pit lanes of the BIC, lined up in all their racing glory, are some of the fastest race rockets in Indian motorsport, being driven by the country's most talented race drivers. My name is Abhishek Naren Singh. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 17th JK Tyre Racing Championship. For the 3rd and 4th rounds, the 17th JK Tyre Racing Championship moved to the world-class Buddh International Circuit in Noida. And since we were at the Buddh, we decided to catch up with some good folks at the race director's office and figure out what it's like running a racing championship at the Buddh circuit.
Since we are at the Buddh circuit, and as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the best racing circuits in the world, not just India or Asia. So, I want to start by asking you about what it's like to organize a race on this circuit.
Abhishek, it's altogether a different ball game once we come to the BIC. The proportion just changes incredibly. From Coimbatore, where we have say 50 marshals, here we're dealing with 300 marshals. Just to say that, you know, everything is in operations, the race control. It's a totally, you know, the world-class facility that we have.
Now, sir, so once the car is on the track and you know, they do the formation and that standard exercise happens. Once the light go green, what happens in race control, and how do you guys deal with that?
Basically, the race control has complete, the entire track is under them with cameras on the track. Every corner is covered. So they have a visual of all the cars at any given time. So it's a very convenient way of sitting down. They have all the equipment to track the cars. If there's somebody who's jumped the start line or something, they can immediately pull out a photograph and show it to the competitor and stuff. So technology is world class here. Nobody can even argue that I didn't do it, I didn't do this. And so it makes life a lot easier for the COC, the race director. They've got tremendous support. They have different departments. We have recovery, we have flag, we have fire. So all those departments are sitting and talking to their marshals on the track, where those marshals also give feedback if there's any incident that happens. They have loggers which log every car that even goes off, puts one wheel off the track.
And then the BIC had its own set of challenges up its sleeve. From trying weather conditions to copious amounts of slipstream that was generated. And the hard-fought races redefined high-octane action. Here are some of the highlights of the BIC rounds.
As the Formula BMW cars get ready to race, it looks like it's going to be a tough fight. Defending national champion Vishnu Prasad has to fight with the likes of Aditya Patel, Rahil Nurani, Nayan Chatterjee and Krishna Raj Mahadik. Things will get heated up, and they'll do so as fast as the cars.
It's been a great year so far, and I can't wait for the F3 test that I will get, and I want to do that and probably do well there, and definitely race abroad next year if I can find the budget for it. It's been a fantastic year, and hopefully I can race abroad now.
The Polo R Cup race was up next. And they started the proceedings in a spectacular manner. As the race polos took start and went into the first corner of the opening lap, Anshul Shah lost control of his car and went wide into the runoff area. In the process, he collected championship contender Lee Keshav Gupta and Rookie Cup winner Yatin Maggu before rolling over and causing extensive damage to his car, which ruled him out for the rest of the weekend. The incident led to an extended safety car period. The race was curtailed to just 6 laps.
So I was fighting for the championship, and I was in a very good position to win the championship because I have had the pace on all the other drivers. And C1, I went in, I think I was running third, and one guy went on the grass, lost his car, slammed straight into me, rolled over my car. So the driver was fine, but I lost my race. I couldn't finish the race. And as you know, in racing, everyone is so competitive that even if you don't finish one race, you're gone.
Clinch the championship, it feels great. And yeah, onwards and upwards to next year. This is just the beginning. We have to focus on next year on what category we're going to race in. So everything looks positive.
17th JK Tyre Racing Championship began with the LGB Formula 4 race. Vishnu Prasad was on the grid in Miko Racing colours in the indigenously built Formula LGB cars. His toughest challenger, Dark Dawn Racing's Diljit Shaji.
To finish somewhere, I just needed 6 points to seal my championship. So I was pretty confident that to finish somewhere on the top 5, so I can seal my championship. I can be safe on my championship.
We've done a lot of things differently in terms of trying to focus on drivers, and I'm very happy to see that it's worked and it's going in the right direction. So we know now what we need to improve for next year. So it's been an interesting year. It's been a learning year for me because in this role for the first time. And but it's been a lot of fun. My team has worked awfully hard. Thanks to entire JK Tyre team, the Volkswagen Motorsport team, we've been able to pull it off and have a very safe year so far.
I would say it was a satisfying season because we got what we wanted. We've discovered some 6 to 7 young talent who can unleash at any given time, and anybody on his day can win. So it was pretty satisfying. Now if there's anything that we need to do going forward is invest more on technology and try and raise the bar at that level.